Hey guys, welcome back to Wix Fix. I hope you're having a fantastic day. In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to filter your repeaters with 2 dropdowns. Now, this video does require a little bit of code, but of course, I will be providing it for free on my website. So feel free to click the link in the description. Let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing we actually want to do is let's just go ahead and create a database. So we're going to come over to Content Manager and press Add to Site. We'll go ahead and choose the Property Listing Database preset. And now with the database created, what we're going to go ahead and do is we want to set up a few fields. What we'll want to do is go ahead and set up a field for some tags. Now, I think this field right here will be really great. So it says property type, there's single family, condo, villa, and so on. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is actually go into the properties for this field type, and we're actually going to set it to tags. Now it's going to make everything in here all messed up. So all we have to do is go ahead and hover on each one of these and just convert it to a tag. And now we are done with one, and we're going to use this in one of our drop downs for the code. Now, another thing that we might want to do is have a tag set for listing type. And maybe this top one can be for sale. And maybe the second one can be for lease. And I'm just going to randomly select them for the rest of them. Just like that. So now we have 2 different tag sets that we can add to drop downs and make them show on our website. So let's go ahead and do that. So what I want to do on this dynamic all page is I want to be able to filter all of this content. So what I'm going to do is come over to input. We're going to go down to drop down, and we're just going to bring out 2 drop downs. So I'm just going to copy and paste it just like that. For this first one, let's go into the settings, and we're going to say the placeholder text property type. Okay. And then for the second one, let's go ahead and say listing type. And then last but not least, we're going to need a button. So let's go ahead and just pull out a basic button, and we're just going to call it search. Now to set up these drop downs correctly, what we want to do is go into manage choices. And for property type, if we go back into the database, we're going to notice that we have single family home, condo, and villa. So let's go back to our property type dropdown. We're going to go ahead and delete one of these options. And then what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to edit the label for this one right here, and we're going to call it single family home. For this next one, we're going to do condo. And the last one, we're going to do villa. Great. Now let's go back into our database. Let's go to listing type, and we're going to see we have 2 options for this one, for sale and for lease. So we're going to go to the second drop down, press on manage choices. And for this, let's go ahead and delete 2 of these options real quick. And for this first one, we're going to say for sale. And for the second one, let's go ahead and do for lease. Now what we want to do is go ahead and enable dev mode. Now, something I do want to mention before we get too far ahead is when we go ahead and press manage choices, we're going to see that there is a second line right here. And that's because when we enable dev mode, we actually have access to a label and a value. So if you already have dev mode activated before you added the drop downs, then what you're going to want to do is not only edit the label, but you're also going to have to edit the value. Now, the label doesn't really matter, but the value itself has to match what's in the database. Otherwise, this dropdown won't really understand what you're asking for it to do. The next thing I want to do is just go ahead and call this button search button. Just like that. And then I'm also just going to go ahead and duplicate it really quick. We're going to change the text to reset, and we're going to have it hidden on load. And we're going to call this button reset button. And we're just going to drag that right over the search button. But if we open up our toolbar, we'll then be able to send it to back, so that way our search button is in the front. But now what I want to go ahead and do is just go ahead and paste in some code. And basically what this is saying is we're importing the Wix data API. Then what we're saying is when the search button is clicked, which is the search button, then it's going to search. It's going to enable the search function. Now the search function basically creates a query from the database, and it contains the field key from Dropdown 1 and uses its value to do the search. And then it does the Wix query from the Dropdown 2 right here, and it pulls its values. Then it results into the repeater. Now what we need to do is grab this properties repeater. We're just going to copy this text over right over here and replace repeater ID with properties repeater. Then what we want to do is go over to databases and open up the settings for properties. And we're going to go ahead and get the collection ID. Now, instead of database ID, we're going to go ahead and replace it with properties. And we're going to do that for this as well. The next thing we need to change is field key 1 and field key 2. Now, if we open up our database, for field key 1, we're going to set it to the property type. So we're going to get the field key for property type. Okay, and then in field key 1, we're just going to paste in the field key that we got. Then we're going to open up the database again, and we're going to get the field key for that second bit of code. And we're just going to replace it right here, just like that. Now, so basically what this is saying is it's going to look at the properties database, and if Dropdown's value matches any of the values in the property type, it will start displaying here. It will change the repeater's data. And if the Dropdown 2's value matches any of the values in the listing type field key from the properties database, that will also display in the repeater. But now what we want to do is set it up so that there is a reset button. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to call the search button, and we are going to hide it. Then what we want to do is call the reset button, and we're going to show it. And I'm just going to copy this code, and we're just going to go ahead and make sure that the button is also enabled. Okay, so now with the reset button complete, I'm just going to go ahead and move the search button over just a little bit so I can select the reset button. We're going to come down to on click, and we're just going to add this event to our page. So now we need something to happen when the reset button is clicked. So what we want to do is call the dataset, which on our page, it's called properties dataset. And we're going to set filter to Wix data dot filter. And since we're not putting anything inside a filter, it's basically going to reset it for us. Then what we'll want to do is actually have the drop-down values be undefined. So what we're going to go ahead and do is do $W, and we're going to say drop-down 1. And we're going to do dot value is equal to undefined. Okay, and then I'm just going to copy and paste that down and make sure that this one is set to Dropdown 2. Then what we're going to want to do is we want to hide the reset button. And then we want to bring back the search button. So we're going to do search button show. Okay. Perfect. So now if we go ahead and save and preview our website, we're going to see that we have a nice listing of our properties here. But if we go ahead and we want to do a single family home that is for lease and press search, then it's going to automatically apply the search to our website. But then if we go ahead and press reset, it's going to remove the values from the drop downs and then it's going to redisplay everything from the database. But that is basically how you create a drop-down filtration system with dynamic data for your repeaters. And once again, of course, this code will be available for free on my website, so feel free to click the link in the description to use it for your own website. But that basically wraps it up for the video today, guys. If you guys did enjoy, please consider giving this video a like and consider subscribing for more Wix content coming out really soon. Thank you all again, and I'll see you all in the next one.